What's up, everybody? We've got an exciting stream for y'all today. This is gonna be a birthday stream. This is the birthday boy. It's the Green Zerg, Kevin Lee. And his opponent has been MIA for several weeks, but he is finally back. Perhaps better than ever? Question mark. It is the Red Zerg, Yellowjellow. Now, like I said, he's been gone for a while. He's been meditating, training in the hyperbolic time chamber. So, let's see what he has learned, what he has developed, if anything. I'm gonna start things off with a, what was that, a 17 pool? I don't really like that timing, but it's kind of a safety pool. Over on the side of Kevin Lee, our birthday boy, he's going for a hatch gas pool. Pretty standard stuff. It does lose to rushes usually, but that's not happening out of yellowjellow, so Kevin gonna be just a little bit ahead in this early game. We do see him actually having that gas sooner. Yellowjellow's gas not quite done yet, so his speed gonna be a little bit behind, despite the fact that his pool is already ready. We see the result of the build so far. Kevin is up just a little bit in workers. It might not seem that impactful, but in the early game, like 1 or 2 drones, that's a pretty significant percentage of your income. And of course, Kevin has his expansion up earlier. He can start mining with just 1 drone so far, but he's pretty well saturated in the main. Couple lings of Kevin gonna be popping out. Yellowjellow gonna be sending 2 lings of his own in to do some scouting, and he's just gonna lose them both. And again, 2 lings might not seem that useful or important, but he didn't really get too much information, didn't even make it into the main, so he's kind of in the dark. He needs to remake some more lings, and that's gonna hurt him. I mean, look at the workers now, 25 to 21. Gonna lose this overlord as well. You cannot put him on these spots in ZVZ because overlords provide vision. Kevin gonna let it live though. I mean, you could have just chased it a little bit and gotten that. I feel like that's a mistake. I mean, this overlord 32 HP. Now Kevin gonna run in with some of his lings. Not gonna get anything there, but he does get the extractor. Yellowjellow trying to save that drone by turning it into an extractor, but Kevin had enough lings to kill it. And yeah, just all these little things adding up to a pretty substantial worker lead from Kevin right now. Yellowjellow also making a spine crawler in his natural. That of course cost 1 drone, 100 minerals. And Yellowjellow went for a baling nest and an Evo chamber. But I don't really see too much aggression coming out of him. He barely really has any lings. 2 random banelings waddling across. Like, what kind of move out is this? 2 more lings on a scouting mission, and they do get into the main. They scout the lair. That's something. And here are those 2 banelings. What are they doing? What is this? But some lings coming in, and that's not enough lings. So what is going on right now? What are you doing, Yellowjellow? But Kevin pulled some of his drones. I don't think he lost anything there. What is this movement by yellowjellow? He's kind of just like trickling 6 to 8 lings at a time, losing everything. Now he's gonna get a little bit of damage done on this hatchery, but the lings of Kevin are gonna be able to defend that base. Credit to yellowjellow though, he has caught up in workers, 36 to 37. He does have his own third as well now. And now yellowjellow, I thought he was getting melee before, but looks like he canceled that and he's going to be starting up missile attacks. Kevin already has his 1-1 well underway, going to be about 20 seconds away from finishing. He's also getting his roach speed, he's also getting his hydra den. So it's going to be a roach hydra composition, pretty standard stuff there. And yellowjellow looking for a queen kill there, but nice transfuse by Kevin. Was able to save that queen, kill all the lings, and gonna get 2 overlords here. Why were the overlords even here? That's pretty sloppy by yellowjellow. But keep in mind this is his first game back. So perhaps he hasn't been training, hasn't been researching, and he's just kind of slacking, to be honest. Feelings of Kevin not gonna accomplish a whole lot over here. yellowjellow has been massing up an army though. Look at all these roaches. He's got 14 more lings on the way, 3 roaches. We do see the army supply favoring the red Zerg just a bit, 61 to 52. However, that's going to change soon as Kevin spawning some more roaches now and producing some lings of his own. No hydras on the way despite this hydra den. Hydra's a very good unit to just kind of supplement with your army. You don't need to get a whole lot of them, and probably shouldn't, but maybe like 5 to 10 hydras just chilling in the back line, dealing their massive DPS while the roaches and lings hang out in the front. Could be a huge game changer. Now yellowjellow not going for the hydra route, he is going for ravagers, which are also an excellent unit to supplement into your army. They can of course cast that corrosive bile. They have a little bit longer range. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen when these two armies inevitably collide. Of course, Kevin does have a little bit better upgrade lead right now. He's going for his 2-2 as well. yellowjellow using those corrosive biles to take out an overlord. Do keep in mind that it takes 4 biles to take out 1 overlord. And yellowjellow going for the pathogen upgrades for his infestors. No infestors on the way just yet, but that is likely going to be his plan there. Why is there a queen over here? Really random, but here we go. yellowjellow is looking for a fight, and I don't know about this fight. I wouldn't be too comfortable to take this fight from either player, but yellowjellow walking into his own biles, that's a huge mistake. And oh, the hydras just doing so much damage. This is exactly what I was talking about. Just a handful of hydras. You don't need mass hydras. Do not go for mass hydras. But just a handful of them in the back, and that's super good. Now Kevin getting more hydras. I don't like that amount of hydras, but he's in an excellent spot right now. He won that fight pretty convincingly with the help of yellowjellow's own corrosive biles. And he should be able to just sit on this lead and win the game from here. He is behind on workers just a little bit, but his tech, his upgrades, much more sophisticated. He's going for the lurker den, and no lurkers on the side of yellowjellow. He does have a hive, but it looks like that's only going to be for the 3-3 upgrades. 3-2 rather, as he doesn't have the +2 armor just yet. And that pathogen glands is ready, but no infestors taken to the field just yet. Yellowjellow also going for Baneling's speed. Banelings could be a good answer to Hydras. Hydras are, of course, light units. Banelings do bonus damage versus light units. So that's one way to deal with the Hydras. And again, that's why you want more roaches in the front to protect your Hydras, soak up the shots. This is a little too many Hydras for my liking, but let's see how it goes. Looks like yellowjellow looking for a fight, perhaps? Not sure what he's waiting for. He is sitting on the creep, so Kevin has full vision of this. And actually, their creeps are touching. That's a little, it's a little gay there, but that's okay. We do not judge on this stream. But here we go, yellowjellow moving in for a fight now. Baneling's getting some good connections. Hydra's in the front, not really where you want them to be. Some army over here not doing anything. This is about as good as yellowjellow can hope for. Infestors get a single fungal off and they are all gonna die. Pretty poor control there from yellowjellow, which is kind of par for the course. And Kevin chasing, getting some creep tumors there, but not gonna go in, showing good restraint there. He's of course not sure what yellowjellow has behind this. He decides to pull back more of his lurkers, and that's a safe call. Of course, we see that he could have potentially just ended the game there, but Kevin being smart about this, pulling back, getting better units. Some additional lings of yellowjellow doing what? I really don't understand this. And now yellowjellow moving out once again with a rather unimposing army. Lings once again running into, I don't really understand. But yeah, the lurker is just too strong, and yellowjellow gonna just GG out of there. So Kevin Lee with a victory on that first game. Welcome back. This is game number 2 between our birthday boy Kevin Lee and his opponent yellowjellow. Pretty straightforward game. In the last game, Kevin kind of gained himself a lead early on and never really lost it. yellowjellow with his usual poor control, kind of. Running into his own biles, losing his infestors, running lings in for no reason to just die. So yeah, yellowjellow really leaving a lot to be desired. Let's see if he can clean it up in game number 2. He's going to be going for the hatch first this time, and Kevin actually going for a gas pool. Didn't catch the exact timings of that, but was it 16-16 or something? And he's going for the +1 build. Going for that Evo chamber. Means he's going to be getting an early +1 melee. Timing a little bit off. You usually want to throw that down when you have 28 gas. So now he's a little bit delayed on that regards, but it shouldn't matter too significantly. And yellowjellow gonna need to sniff this out, but if he does, he can wall this off with, I think, 3 Evo chambers, and should be able to hold. But the most important thing is he's gonna have to figure this out. Now this Overlord, if it pokes in, you should be able to spot the timing of this hatch. You should see that it's quite late, and hopefully he reads that properly and responds. But oh no, does he? Well, he doesn't see the creep, so he knows that Kevin didn't go for a hatch first. He is going to poke in now, and he's going to see that little orange bar, and it's only about halfway done now. So let's see if yellowjellow reacts properly. He has the information that this has been a earlier pool. And now Kevin with his 1 +1 and speed. Just massing up lings, and yellowjellow not really reacting. He's getting a defensive spine. That's gonna help, sure, but that's not what he needs. He needs to wall up, he needs to get more queens, and yellowjellow with the huge scout there. He pokes in, sees a lot of lings, and he needs to wall up right now. That's exactly what he's doing. 1 Evo chamber, 1 roach warren. You need more! Yellowjellow, please! And he does seal up that wall, I think. Hopefully. I don't think there's a hole here. And he's going to reposition that spine. This forward queen not in the best spot there. And oh! Kevin found his way in with 1 ling. I don't know if he could have gotten in with more, but looks like a pretty solid hold from yellowjellow. However, Kevin's just gonna back off, drone up, and he's sitting on a lead right now. Yellowjellow perhaps overreacting to this. He's gotten a lot of lings, he's getting more roaches, and don't forget all the drones that it cost him to build these structures. So he is quite behind on workers right now. But he does have a big opportunity for a counterattack. Kevin perhaps overestimating his own +1 lings. He's just chilling, droning up, going for a lair. And here comes yellowjellow. He's got a lot of lings, some banelings as well, 2 roaches. Kind of a strange number of roaches, but here comes yellowjellow. His lings leading the charge, and yeah, Kevin has +1, but yellowjellow has a lot more lings here, and he's gonna take that fight, take out all the lings of Kevin. And where's the rest of his army? Yellowjellow, please! Oh my god, just letting his lings die in the front. No support from the banelings until just now, but no, don't crash into the queen! Oh my god! Takes out 15 drones. Now, is that enough? He does take the worker lead, but Kevin has a layer. He's re-droning up. He's even on workers now, and he's going for a spire. Meanwhile, yellowjellow getting his units trapped in the middle of the map. Oh god. And his reinforcements, they are going to be able to push these lings of Kevin back. But once again, the control, like, why are there just 2 random roaches? And I really think he could have perhaps just won the game if those roaches and banelings were participating, but they were just hanging out here while the lings were dying to queens back here. And then of course the banelings crashing into a queen as well. Now yellowjellow showing up, and it's Kevin this time who has walled up, but the ling's gonna chew through that evo chamber, and the baneling's gonna need some good connections. Do not crash them into the queen. No! No! Okay. He does control them. Okay. Oh, wasting them on just a couple lings there. Oh, not the best connections. And it looks like Kevin has +1 carapace, so these lings are able to tank 1 baneling. And now the spire is done. And, well, no mutas on the way just yet. 5 in production now. That's about all he could afford. And did yellowjellow spot that? No, he didn't. But he is getting blind spores. As we see 1 there. 1 there. And yellowjellow continuing the pressure, it looks like, with more lings running across. They're just gonna squeeze through, but Kevin should have enough lings here, and yellowjellow just wasting his lings, and Kevin attacking his own evo chamber. Don't think that was intentional. Yeah, he's gonna rebuild that here now. But here are the 5 mutas of Kevin. 5, not that scary. However, there's not much anti-air from yellowjellow, so these mutas could have gotten a queen there. Instead they go to the natural. They're gonna maybe get this queen, and yeah, no control there from yellowjellow. Does lose that queen for free. Gonna lose a few drones here as well, perhaps an overlord or 2, and these queens not even reacting. I feel like 2 queens would be enough to push this back, but they are not doing anything. And so yellowjellow losing 6 drones, as well as a queen and I think 2 overlords. And all 5 mutas have been preserved by Kevin. Yellowjellow getting his 3rd though. And Kevin only just now starting his. But what answer does yellowjellow have to the mutas? Not a whole lot. He has his lair, but no Hydra Den in sight. These mutas just gonna continue to be annoying, picking off overlords around the map. I would like to see Kevin be a little more active with these bad boys. He is flying back across now. Gonna be looking for an opening. Yellowjellow does have a scout of this. I would like to see him send some lings to perhaps try to cancel that base. And Muta's gonna find an overlord and a queen there. Once again, some poor control from the red Zerg, who's now repositioning that spore, but is gonna be able to go down to the mutas. And Kevin being so annoying with these. What was that drone pole? These guys were safe from thanks to the spore. What are you doing? Oh my god, what is happening here? What are these drones doing? Okay, it looks like finally they're going back to work. Yellowjellow, what is happening here? What is this? What is going on? Oh my god. I don't know what we are witnessing. Yellowjellow's at 46 supply. He just sent his entire army here to die. He's at 1,000 gas. And he still has no anti-air for these mutas. He's going a little crazy on the spores. But it's not going to help you win the game. Meanwhile, Kevin's just droning up his 3 bases. He's getting a 4th base. He's getting every upgrade. Muta's gonna continue to be annoying because there's nothing here that can shoot up besides queens and spores. Some more spores trying to go down in the main base, but Muta's just gonna pounce on them. And I do believe yellowjellow is just gonna die to this. He's trying to get an infestation pit now, but infestors with fungal still gonna be minutes away from taking the field, and until then, these mutas just gonna take out the lair. Maybe some more drones. Maybe some more queens. Yellowjellow running across the map with his whack force of roaches. The lings might be able to take care of that by themselves, but yeah, GG. I'm not really sure what that game was. Kevin Lee with the 2-0. Welcome back to game number 3 in this ZVZ series. We are looking at the main base of the man who is currently up 2-0. It is also his birthday. It is Kevin Lee. And real quick, his opponent in the red, yellowjellow. So Kevin Lee in game number 3, going for a 12 pool. No gases, so this is most likely going to be a drone pull if I had to guess. Let's see how he does with that. This is potentially the worst map to do it on because it's so huge. But that might mean it's the best map to do it on because you wouldn't really expect it. Yellowjellow going for a hatch first, so he's gonna need some good control if he wants to defend this. Now, control, not really a word you associate with yellowjellow. Let's see how this goes. Kevin not going to be pulling everything, just going to be pulling 2 drones to make spines. Let's see if he circumvents this overlord. No, not really. So yellowjellow going to spot it, and he has that information, but was he paying attention is the question. Kevin taking the scenic route a little bit. No reaction out of yellowjellow. Not really too much he could have done. But here comes Kevin. He's going to skip the natural, go straight for the main. And yellowjellow pulls his drones. I think he needs to pull everything here. And, oh, the control not there. Oh my god, he's just going to lose all his drones. And this is already a victory for Kevin. If he just pulls back now, cancels his spines, he's already in a massive lead. But he's just going to stick around, of course. He has the Ling advantage. He's going to get more drones. And GG, that's a quick game number 3 from Kevin. Welcome back. This is game numero quattro in this ZVZ series between the green birthday boy Kevin Lee and the red Zerg. I don't really know what else to say about him. He's back from a long hiatus with a $1,700 machine. Yellowjellow! Yeah, it's been all Kevin all the way. Let's see if Yellowjellow can muster up a comeback. Kevin being cheeky, going for the gold base. Yellowjellow just going for his normal natural base. And yeah, this is gonna give Kevin quite a boost in his mineral income. So he should use that to mass up Lings. Yellowjellow gonna need to identify this, and not really sure how he could respond. Maybe just put pressure on that gold base. It is harder to defend because it's so far from the main. But if Kevin just sets up a spine or two here, get some Lings, it's going to be really difficult to really do anything. Other than that, both players' builds pretty similar. Both went for a hatch gas pool. Both are getting their 2 queens as well as speed. Production tab identical at the moment. And Kevin, I'd like to see him transfer drones, to be quite honest. Kevin's saying hold on.
Game paused.
Not sure what that's all about, but maybe he has to change his baby or something. He is, of course, a daddy now. Yellowjellow has been a daddy for several years now, multiple times over. Multiple baby mamas, multiple cities, but he doesn't really take part in the parental duties. His baby mamas kind of have that covered. He's not really too involved in his children's lives aside from paying child support. So yeah, we're just waiting for Kevin to get back from whatever he is doing. Maybe he had to use the bathroom really badly. Maybe he had to turn on this stream to cheat. Don't think he really needs to cheat. He's up 3-0. Maybe he has to go pick up food for his wife. Okay, he is ready. Okay, let's give these guys a countdown.
Game resumed.
Resume the game. And as I was saying, I'd like to see him transfer these drones. I mean, the boost in the mineral income, if you had 12 drones mining from this gold base right away, it would definitely be worth it. But he's just going to rally drones there. It's less than optimal, but the outcome is the same, I suppose. Yellowjellow going for an early baneling nest. He's continuing to mine gas, which is Kevin's MO usually. He is doing that as well, but no tech structures in sight. And Yellowjellow has been making a bunch of lings, so he wants to get aggressive here. Let's see how that works out for him. On paper, lings and banes beats just lings. But let's see how Yellowjellow's control is. He's running across with only 10 lings right now. He has 12 more in production, but Kevin, with his queens and lings, should be just fine. But let's see. Some banes being morphed in. Those reinforcing lings have arrived. And Kevin, well, he doesn't really have a whole lot actually. But what is this from Yellowjellow? Oh! Huge baneling connections there. And Yellowjellow not capitalizing. What are you waiting for? This is your time to shine. He is going to run in now, but Kevin has 3 spines almost done. Can Yellowjellow find enough damage now? The spines are ready, so I feel like you should probably just abandon this position. Go for the gold. Not the best baneling connections there. And the lings, they are going to take out a queen, and doesn't even finish off this spine, but okay. I don't mind this, just setting his sights on the natural. More lings showing up from Yellowjellow, but he's not fighting the lings! Oh my god. What is happening? And, oh, what? He's just like running his lings around, losing a bunch of them. And that started off so beautifully for Yellowjellow with the money banelings. Those 2 banelings killed all of Kevin's lings. But the follow-up just completely garbage. And he saw the lings running up from the north side, so he knows this gold base is in play. He is going to run in with a bunch of banelings now, but can he find the connections? Actually, yes, 11 drones going down. That is massive. However, there's not really too much behind this from Yellowjellow. He's just trickling his lings in. There are plenty of lings from Kevin now to hold this. And there is a spire on the way from Kevin Lee, who has actually droned up quite nicely despite all the losses. And he's at 25 to Yellowjellow's 27, 27. So despite those 14 going down, it's a pretty even game. However, the spire is now complete. Not enough minerals from Kevin to really produce anything, however. And He's just trying to drone up his gold base once again. Yellowjellow making a bunch of spores. Did he see the spire? No, didn't see the spire. So once again, blind spores gonna pay off for him, at least initially. Still gonna need some better anti-air though. 3 spores in each base should keep him pretty safe. I'd like to also see him pull back some of these overlords. And yellowjellow looking for trouble once again. He's got 5 banelings waddling in, but mutas are on the field, so these banelings' days are numbered, and in fact they're just not really gonna accomplish a whole lot. They're just gonna die to the mutas. And yellowjellow trying to get the hatch, but lings and mutas a little too good defensively. And yellowjellow, whoa, he's not making. Wait, what? You're being chased by like 30 lings, and he starts up 6 drones. He has no army back at home, and he's just droning up. And these lings of Kevin gonna do so much damage. What is happening? He saw those lings chasing him, and he starts up 6 drones. Now he's gonna lose this gold base and potentially the game right here to the ling counterattack. I do not understand this whatsoever. These queens out in the open gonna get caught. No transfuses even. And he's trying to get some banelings in the main. He has so much money. And now he starts up 26 lings. Only just now. But is it too late? I think yes. The supply 82 for Kevin to 58 for yellowjellow, who's pretty badly supply blocked. He's trying to make 5 overlords. And Kevin not really jumping on this opening here. Could at least get some of the banelings, but no, now there's enough queens to push that back. So it looks like yellowjellow is going to hold for now, but he did lose that gold base. He is down on workers, he is down on tech. Once again, nothing that shoots up besides these queens. So what's the goal here, yellowjellow? You're you don't really have too much staying power against these mutas. Going for the infestation pit, that's nice if you can get those chain fungals in, but unless you get like 5 or 6 fungals in a row, you're not going to be able to kill these mutas. Ideally, you would have some hydras, lock down the mutas with your fungals, and then the hydras can go to town. But yellowjellow with the big attack here on the gold, getting 9 more drones, getting a bunch of lings as well. That's not bad. But Kevin's still with the lead here, and he's free to just drone up. He knows that yellowjellow has no attacking power. So yeah, he can lose a handful of drones. He doesn't care because he still has the map dominated with these mutas. Two drones going along for the ride, I guess. They wished they had morphed into mutas instead. And yellowjellow still no Hydra Den or anything. So it looks like he's just gonna go for queens against these mutas. Now queens are good, don't get me wrong, but it's gonna take them a while to push across the map and really get anything done. And lings. So ling queen infestors? No infestors on the way just yet. Now here's a tip for you guys watching. You can start your infestors when your pathogen glands is about halfway done, a little less than half, and then the pathogen glands will finish, and then the infestors will spawn with more energy. So you don't have to wait for the upgrade to completely complete. But we do have 2 infestors on the way. I'd like to see a couple more, but he doesn't really have the money right now. And this is so many mutas. They can just jump on top of the spores, take them out, and oh god, this main base gonna be essentially forfeit here. The Queen's trying to get back in time. They might be able to transfuse this base and save it, but no transfusions. Gonna lose the base there at the cost of a couple mutas. Probably don't want to take that fight, Kevin. Yeah. The transfusion's not really there for yellowjellow, however, but a big counterattack, getting a lot of drones. Sorry, I think I missed that, but 23 drones from Kevin went down. And he's going to get this base as well. So nice little counterattack from yellowjellow, recognizing that, alright, if the mutas are here at my base, I can counter with the lings. So that's a pretty good play from yellowjellow. However, he is down to 28 drones. And what does he really have? Just these lings counterattacking, and they're doing work. They're pulling the mutas back, but not really going to be able to get too much more here. Just 4 drones. And yellowjellow, he is up against the ropes, but he still has a chance. If he gets some money fungals, and then the Queens can fight the mutas, gets good transfusions, by all means, he can still come back. But he's gonna need some spectacular control here. And again, that is not usually a word you associate with yellowjellow. But let's see. Mutas diving in once again. First fungal absolutely whiffs. And second fungal only catches 3 mutas. Can we get a money fungal one time? But where are the Queens? They're not even here to assist. So even if he lands a money fungal, there's nothing to follow up with. Oh, and that's a good one. But the infestors, not enough fungals, and the Queens weren't really here. So, yeah. That was anticlimactic. Muta's just obliterating every mineral line. They're gonna take out all these spores. Small counterattack from yellowjellow. Gonna accomplish nothing. And GG gets called. Kevin Lee with a 4-0.